Welcome everyone to the showdown between the Beastmen, who shall be led by Captain Dreadlocks, aka Morker the Shadowgave, and today guys, we face off against the High Elves, who shall be led by Aerocrastic and Tyrion. So really wasn't expecting the Tyrion pick. Oftentimes you just see Alariel healing up phoenixes and dragons. It's very cost effective, but I have to admit, as far as like hunting down Morker goes, Tyrion is probably going to be pretty good. Now, as far as my build goes, it's very much going to be a Beastmen ambush build. So you can see I don't really have a centralized formation. Rather, I have a bunch of mobile units, little pockets of strength throughout the battlefield, just trying to poke and annoy the High Elf formation and hopefully pull them apart. So we do have a Cygor here in the trees. It's going to be the Eye of Moresleep. Morker the Shadowgave with some spears here as well. We also have a Bray Shaman of Beasts. So he's going to be summoning some Manticores and also flanked by the Butchers of Kalkengard, another ambush unit. So back here, it kind of looks a little bit weak, right? The High Elves might be like, oh, some Spearmen, Morker, I can probably overwhelm that, but that's when the Butchers of Kalkengard spring out and hopefully do some decent damage. Now, as far as our hit and move units, we do of course have Ungor herds across the map. So we have 3 of those guys. Basically just going to be using them as a sacrificial lambs. Just throw them in, let them get run down while the Cygors drop boulders on my opponent's head. 2 groups of Centaurs with throwing axes, pretty good against High Elves, good against Princes, good against Dragons, just good at kiting and being annoying. However, the Shadow Warriors here might actually be a pretty good countermeasure, considering they have 180 range, they can get some good poking, and they're also in a loose formation, which means that if I focus them with Cygors, it's not going to get too much splash damage, so really love this pick here. Up in the high ground, another group of Ungor herds, yes, it's going to be Ungor herds, and we also have some standard Centaurs. So one group here of regular Centaurs just to pressure archers, and then to help deal with Dragon Princes, we have some Centaurs with great weapons, as well as some Poison Hounds. Now, last but not least, in the tree line here, we do have a Bray Shaman with the Lore of Wild, so he's going to be summoning some Cygors. We have a dual summoning build. I've never really tried it before, to be honest. I'm not sure why, but it seems like it's very, very strong. Granted, there is a lot of artificial inflation, so sometimes you think you're winning when you're actually not, but it's very, very powerful in my opinion. So for Arrow's forces here, he does have some Dragon Princes. He has Tyrion. It looks like he just dropped a fat Sunfang on those guys. I can only imagine what did that damage, but basically it's quad Shadow Warriors, 2 or 3 Dragon Princes. I think it's going to be 2 groups of those. A Walmart Dragon up in the sky, a Mage of High Magic for Apotheosis and Healing, Tyrion, and that's pretty much it. Like 1 group of Spearmen. So it's a very actually good mobile build, which is going to be hard for my Cygors to get that heavy value like they would against Phoenix Guard and troops like that. I really like this build, but let's see if we can crack it. So Ungor Spearman herd's going to be running, or Ungor Spearman going to be running back into the tree line. A nice boulder coming in there, picking off like almost 9 of those Dragon Princes, it looks like. Granted, that might have been the second attack they took, but the Ungors are able to fall back a little bit. Getting charged in the back, not fun, but we're basically just trying to kite out these Dragon Princes and again, buy some time. So I am switching the boulder shots. A little bit of an inaccurate throw coming down from the Eye of Moresleep. Some pressure coming from this flank as well with those Ungor Spearman herds. And yeah, just trying to pressure from pretty much every angle I can. So those Dragon Princes do get healed with a nice Apotheosis. Very well played there. Another boulder coming in does pick off a couple Princes as well, but Arrow's been doing a really good job just manually dodging those guys with the Princes. It's been pretty heavy metal. Nice charge over there on the far side. Prince able to get in there. Another boulder missing from the second summoned Cygor. So I do have a Cygor over here as well, who's going to be throwing some boulders. And that's the whole thing, really. You have like 1 Cygor here. You have 1 here. If your opponent wants to take 1 out, they're hopefully only going to get the value off 1 of those bad boys. So right here, my Centaur's posturing, looking for openings really, but Arrow not giving too many openings here. You can see the Dragon Princes here. Ooh, but that boulder is going to hurt, doing some huge damage against the Shadow Warriors who are a little bit bunched up. But you can see that had those been Sisters of Averlorn or Standard Archers or Lothern Seaguard, that would have been like brutal damage. Would have taken them down like 40%. But the fact that they are Shadow Warriors in that loose formation is really, really nice. So here on the far side, Dragon Prince is continuing to just basically ramrod over my baseline infantry. Morker is going to be emerging from the forest now to put some pressure on these forces and summon some spawn. And in the back, we do have some Chaos Warhounds with Poison who are going to be diving back here. But Tyrion might be able to intercept them as Tyrion does rush in. We're probably going to be able to take out some of those doggos there. A little bit of overkill. But nonetheless, we do get onto the Shadow Warriors, which is a nice little pick, but they're not slouches in melee combat. 34 melee defense is going to be very helpful against the pressure from the doggos here. So my dogs do get forced back. My other group of Ungors here does get pushed back as well. But you can see, even though we're losing some chaff units, we're losing Ungors and Hounds and things like that, the High Elf army is also taking some damage, and they're very elite. So all the damage we do really does add up. So these Dragon Princes here down to 32 models. Another boulder coming downtown as well, hitting those Shadow Warriors once again and just kind of trying to poke in with the Centaurs. But really, he's doing a very outstanding job of screening me with the Shadow Warriors. I'm not getting too much value from my Centaurs, and now we've engaged in combat with Morker the Shadowgave. So he's getting in there, fighting with some Spearmen against some of these lovely, with the Ungor Spearman herds. But you can see that Tyrion's going to be jumping in. Oh, a brutal Sunfang just cooked Beastman flank right here as those guys just get roasted by that Sunfang. And now I'm like, oh man, I got to summon my spawn. I didn't want to here, but unfortunately I have to kind of summon the spawn a little bit to fight off Tyrion. Otherwise he's just going to be able to bully Morker and it's going to be tough. So I still do have the Butchers of Kalkengard kind of lying in wait in the forest, waiting to help out the Eye of Moresleep, but very good conservative play here from Aerocrastic. He's taking the careful plays. He's not overextending into the tree line where he could be ambushed. He's just methodically pushing up his princes, getting the picks where he can, and doing some great work. Nice little boulder right there. He's able to pick off a couple of guys. Cygor here still throwing in, but it is going to be disappearing relatively soon. Bounce power is in my favor, but like I said, guys, it's 100% a false inflation. Certainly not accurate in the least. So right here, Dragon Prince is charging in, hammering into the Ungor Spearman herds, and they do have that charged fence against large foes, but I don't know if they're braced. I think they're actually running for their lives, which makes sense. Very, very lore friendly for sure, but our Cygor missile battery over here continuing to throw in against the princes, getting some decent damage, and the spawn are going to be charging out to intercept the Shadow Warriors here, which is quite nice. And now we have a decent ambush potentially, but Tyrion does pull back, and I kind of sprung my trap a little bit too soon, as the Butchers of Kalkengard are going to be charging in. Granted, they'll do some work against Tyrion, but with the Walmart Dragon sitting above, this breath attack could be really painful. So here comes the breath attack. Let's check it out. Oh, and they're weak to fire damage. Oh, that was so good. It took out, oh man, 3 models that are doing so much damage. Now the dragon itself is going to be coming in. So the ambusher becomes the ambushed, as my Butchers of Kalkengard basically just get deleted, which was a huge play for Arrow, because those guys are a powerhouse unit, pretty good against Dragon Princes with their AP damage. But really, that was quite an unfortunate situation, as those guys just get crumped. Now in the back, some light harass going down. Centaurs poking in, taking out a couple Prince models, going after some of the archers. I do also have my other Centaurs in the back who are just kind of feigning in and out and in and out and trying to really wear down this High Elf force, which you can see is starting to get a little bit beat up. And now we have an interesting situation. Morkers in combat with Tyrion, but I see a good ambush opportunity. So I summon a Feral Manticore, and I get pretty much a tri-point surround here. Granted, there is an escape route, but we're beating down Tyrion. And if we kill Tyrion, guys, that's pretty much the game. It'll probably be over at that point because there won't be too much to really stop Morker. So we're going after Tyrion. Feint and Riposte is popped, but this is a lot of monstrous damage coming in. The Walmart Dragon looking to come in as well, maybe thinking about it, but no, leaving Tyrion to his own devices. So the Bray Shaman is going to be lowering its horns as well, and this is a great 4v1, which is really what you need to take down Tyrion. He's a monster of a character with his combat stats there, but Tyrion's at 1,000 HP, guys. He's wavering, and now he's terrified. So if we push Tyrion off the battlefield, I'm pretty much certain that the game will be over at that point. We have other summons, we have a lot of mobile assets just kind of pressuring, and obviously Shadow Warriors won't be great against Morker, and yeah, it'll be really tough. So we have Tyrion right here. You can see he's shaking, he's running, but man, he's just barely getting away. It's like a horror movie. He's like lurking through the forest while being chased by this giant Cygor beast, but man, Tyrion is barely able to escape my grasp. And if he was broken, we just had to chase him right here, but he keeps wavering. -25 for a split moment. He's wavering, but he comes back. And if we get him any lower, the issue is that the Heart of Avalorn will proc, and he'll be able to heal, or the Star of Avalorn. He'll get that free heal, and at that point, it'll basically be GG for me. So we do slam in here with the Centaurs. I know they're probably going to get terror routed, but I know it's my last chance. I have to take out Tyrion. I have to break him down. Because it's, I still have the Eye of Morsleeve, I have Morker, I have some mobile elements over here that can pressure into the back. Shadow Warriors are running a little bit low on ammo, and the Butchers of Kalkengard are now back online. But Tyrion is able to get away. You can see he's just running here. He's happily cackling at me, and we're not able to finish him. So that's a huge disaster. Now, the Eye of Morsleeve, we're going to put this bad boy in guard mode, and we're going to put him in guard mode and throw a boulder at Tyrion. The Hope and a Prayer. Oh, and it hits him right in the face, 393, but oh man, and he gets the proc. And he goes up to like 60% HP. We worked so hard to get that down, and now Tyrion heals back up to full, and the game is looking pretty grim bones for us. Yes, the balance of power is relatively even, but that's because we have a Manticore summon. It's going to be very hard to deal with this force with Tyrion being that healthy, because now he can come in, he can bully me once again. Sunfang's going to come back online. And oh, this is just like the Return of the King. He's like lining up the Rohirrim, like, Rohirrim, assemble. So he's going to be assembling here, preparing for a charge. I am Morsleeve going to be detaching from that fight and starting to throw some boulders. So we're going to be going for the boulders right here. Here it comes. And oh, the boulder to the face. Oh, that was a nice one there. Taking out a couple princes. Good value for sure. Now, as far as my throwing axes go, I don't know what happened to them. I think the Shadow Warriors were able to put some serious hurt during my poking. The Summon Manticore here has a bit of a duration left, and he is jumping on the Shadow Warriors there, which is also quite nice. Bray Shaman in combat with the Mage, not a bad situation either. But Tyrion's coming in now. That Warp Gaze has been popped on him. Nice breath attack coming in from the Walmart Dragon with that cheesy Dorito breath. And now the Eye of Morsleeve going to be throwing some bows here on Tyrion, but Tyrion honestly can probably beat the Eye of Morsleeve just in one-on-one combat, even being this beat up. But I did have a second spawn summon in the back pocket with the Spirit Essence of Chaos. And now it's basically round 2. We're like, all right, Tyrion, round 2. This is my chance to get back in the game. If we can beat down Tyrion in the 3v1 once again, he's not going to be able to heal again, and we could potentially get him off the battlefield, which would be exactly what we need. However, Princes are coming in, dragons coming in. I do have some spawn, which I'm trying to get us around. You can see I pull in the spawn, I get us around. We go into the back of Tyrion, but do I have enough stopping power? Tyrion takes a huge conk right on the head from the boulder of the Eye of Morsleeve, but oh, the Sunfang here, but yeah, it's not going to be that good. I don't really have any infantry units. It won't do too much damage against like spawn and things like that. You can see it's pretty negligible, but Tyrion is actually broken, so we do break Tyrion. I think, no, he's shaken, not stirred. And the Butchers of Kalkengard going to be coming in as well, potentially getting a terror route. But the Eye of Morsleep does go down to the Walmart Dragon there, as well as the steady pressure from some of the Shadow Warriors coming back in. And we do disrupt. Our Centaurs actually do get onto the Shadow Warriors for some good damage, but with the Chaos Spawn being a temporary unit, it's going to be tough. And yeah, we do actually break off Tyrion, which is quite solid, but Morker is not going to be able to put this game on his back, as that Walmart Dragon is going to breathe some of that disgusting Walmart breath onto my spawn there. And yeah, it's looking like the spawn are not going to be able to carry this game. Bounce Power is somewhat, it was even for a moment there, but you can see as my summons do dissipate, the true Bounce of Power is going to reveal itself, and it's basically going to be my Brave Shaman as well as Morker the Shadowgate getting Karate Chop by Dragon. Very well played to Arrow. Man, that was that's a build I've had really good success against High Elves with. Like, it's gotten me pretty good. You know, I would say it has a good win rate for sure. But his micro and dodging with the Dragon Princes and his Shadow Warrior picks really caught me off guard, as well as Tyrion. Like, he was a terror in the night. Now, we had a couple good opportunities to get Tyrion off the map, but alas, we couldn't capitalize. Some good control got him away, and that was that. Also, a really good Walmart Breath. That Sun Dragon just breathing down and just roasting my Butchers was awesome. That was a really, really good play for sure. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Beastmen versus High Elf game. Make sure to check out Aerocrastic over on the YouTube channels. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.